guys, thanks for joining me again. I will warn you though, I got no idea what I'm doing today. This was literally I've got some random free time, middle of the day, so let's go out and do something, but I really don't have a clue what we're going to do. So this video may or may not go anywhere. You may not even get to see it, but if you are watching it, then obviously something good came of it, so we shall see. So I've only gone local, literally just up the road from me, and I think I came out with the intention of doing some more woodland, or trying to do some woodland. There is a woodland sort of just behind me over there, which I spent most of my childhood in, actually, so kind of back to my roots. But there's some nice dappled light going across the valley here, which I'll show you, and yeah, I'm going to see if I can find a shot looking over towards Crook Peak, and yeah, I'll see what I can do, so I'll show you around. I think I might have found one or two shots that may work. There's an old oak tree over there. I think it's an oak. It's lost all its leaves at the moment, and the light's kind of up there, as you can see, and it's coming down, and when the light comes out, it's catching the tree quite nicely, and I'm getting sort of dappled patches in the valley behind. But it's good because it if I can get it right, when the light hits the tree kind of illuminates nicely, and some of the valley falls into shadow, and it gives a nice kind of separation and nice depth to the image. So for this shot, which I'm hoping I'll be able to show you, I'm shooting in aperture priority mode. I've got no filters on at all, at f11, and it's giving me, let's have a look, 1/100th at f11 ISO 64, and that's giving me a pretty good looking histogram. Because I'm shooting away from the sun and there's a fair bit of cloud in the sky, I'm not really having to worry too much about blown out highlights, so it's looking pretty good, to be fair. I've got a new toy as well, which is the RFN4 remote, this one, which is by SMDV. It's very cool. It comes with this little thing here with 4 channels that you can select, and it's completely, I can stand over here, chat to you guys, and just, there we go, shot taken. I think I might actually be getting some shots that that are worthwhile showing, I think. Well, I say they're coming across on the camera anyway. Just fairly sort of standard countryside shots, but I guess, just goes to show that, well, hopefully it just goes to show that you don't have to stick to either end of the day, but either golden hour. I mean, this time of year the sun's a little bit softer anyway because it is lower in the sky, but when there's a few clouds around, choose your direction wisely, the direction that you shoot in, and I think you can make it work. Midday shooting, and like I said earlier, I'm not using any filters, so as much as I love NISI filters, and I do use them a lot, especially for seascapes, in that sense I think they're essential, but not every type of photography needs them. Get your cameras, get out, get shooting. Just think about the light, which direction it's coming from, and think about your highlights and things like that. Just don't blow out the sky, and yeah, you can make it work. this one makes a lovely little lone tree. It's a shame that it's not orange or yellow, but you know, we're making do with what we got. So this one here I've cut in tight to 105mm. I'm shooting at f5.6 because I want to try and blur the background, you know, not ridiculously but enough to just smooth it out a bit, and it seems to be, doesn't seem too bad at all, if you can see that. So I think that worked relatively well for again for a midday shot. Nothing particularly exciting going on, no particular colour there. I think I'll be able to make that work. Might end up being a monotone shot. Monotone? Might end up being a mono shot, but we'll see. We'll see. I think I'm going to get a couple of keepers here. I think I do. Definitely don't think this was a waste coming out, but it's nice to be out anyway and just enjoy it, you know. So yeah, again with that shot, this tree shot, f5.6, ISO 64, focused on the tree, zoomed at 105mm, and remote shutter, Bob's your uncle, and there it is. So I think this goes to show that you don't necessarily need golden hour either end of the day, and you don't necessarily need filters, because I am literally shooting naked. No, don't worry, not like that. No, nothing on the lens at all, not even a polarizer. I'm trying to sort this gate out. Yeah, so you know, it's not all about the filters. Like I said, they definitely have their place, and there is some things that you know, that you just can't do without them. But oh, I see a lovely red tree over there. But you don't always need them, so you've got no excuses. If you have a camera, get out and use it. So what I'm doing now is heading over towards the woods that I spent most of my childhood in. You can tell I grew up in the woods, really, can't you? I mean, just look. But over in the bottom of one of the fields there's three huge beech trees. God knows how old they are. I mean, they appear to have been the same size since I was a kid. So, you know, 30 years on, they still look exactly the same. There's got to be some age to them. But I'm going to go and see if I can actually get a shot of those and whether they've got any colour to them. I can just about see them through the hedges over there. But I can see a tinge of colour, but not much. So I don't know if they're going to be any good or not. There's no harm in trying. I'll find something over here. I'll find something. It's got a bit windy up here, and it's funny. I've just come from that field to the right there, and on that side, all of these trees have actually got a bit of colour to them. They come around this side where obviously they get hit by the wind and there's barely any leaves on there. So anyway, here we are. These are the beech trees. There's a couple with a bit of colour over there actually, so I might be able to make something work. These awful blue skies. That's what I would be saying, but in this case it's actually, I think it's working to my advantage, because I'll turn you around and show you in a minute. So I come down to the beech trees I was talking about, and I'm shooting at 24mm, camera tilted upwards to try and, you know, get that perspective going. And because the sun's to my back, the orange leaves that are left on the beech trees, they're really, really vibrant, and they're sitting against a plain pure blue background, and I think it actually really works. Something else that caught my eye is in between the trees there's another tree in the distance. It's got very white bark. It's a big tree, I'm not sure what it is, I'm not great with trees, but yeah, that kind of added a focal point in the middle for me as well. But I'll turn you around to try and show you the shot. So obviously here's the 3 beech trees, and in the middle, just there, is the tree with the quite white bark. But I'm kind of shooting at an upwards perspective in portrait mode, but you see the contrast between the blue and the orange. So I actually think that the blue sky is going to work in this instance, but we'll see, I guess, won't we? I mean, these trees, they're kind of, how can I put it? I don't know, they've got meaning to me because I grew up here. So I don't know, there's a squirrel running along the wall. I guess there's an emotional connection, I guess. You know, these were always one of the go-to places when I was a kid to come up here. So yeah, hopefully they'll work and I'll be happy with the shots, and I'll feel accomplished then. I'm pretty sure that at least one of these trees bears my name somewhere. Although, to be fair, it looks like most of the names have grown, the tree's grown so much that it's stretched them out so far that you can't, they're not legible anymore. I just look at that, it's beautiful. I think I might get a shot of that. I'm going to go and get a shot of this tasty looking tree with the white bark. place brings back so many memories. This whole area, every bit of woodland you can see, all the way around. Every inch of it we explored as kids, and we knew it at the back of our hands. Spent so much time up here. Some amazing memories. One in particular which springs to mind. Down that way we had a rope swing. Well, there's a pussycat, and a friend of ours was swinging on this rope swing, and it went down kind of the side of a hill, so as you swung out you were probably 15 feet off the floor, I should think, at maximum swing, and he was in a sitting position. Anyway, the branch that he was sitting on the swing snapped, and he flew through the air bum first and landed straight in the brambles. Absolutely hilarious. I was rolling on the floor. I physically could not stand up. I was laughing so much. I don't think he found it so funny, mine, but that's just my sick sense of humour. It was amazing. I wonder if the next generation of kids, or the current generation of kids, play up here like we did. In fact, you know what? I think I already know the answer to that. They're too busy with their thumbs on a screen, aren't they? It's a shame, really. I think I learnt a lot up here. I mean, look. It's beautiful. Who wouldn't want to play up here as a kid? Wow. Now that's an impressive tree carving. Again though, that's quite old, isn't it? I'm feeling that was done some time ago. Might actually get a shot of that because it's quite an interesting tree. Let's have a look. Bit of colour on that one, isn't there? Now I really hope that I can get this scene across, because it's stunning, really. You've got, right in the centre, you've got the three beech trees that, you know, obviously have a kind of emotional connection to me, I guess. Well, the whole place does, but those three in particular were a full-on proper landmark for us as kids. And it's kind of framed by, I think that's a, you know, I don't know what that is. It's a tree, and there's a tree on the left as well. But the tree on the left, I don't know if you can see it, you probably can. It's got these kind of knobbles in the bark on the left side. So what I've done is positioned myself so that the tree is in between the beech trees and the hedgerows at the back. So that it's silhouetted, well, not silhouetted, but so you can see the outline of the, you know, the shapes to the bark. Also the trunk, and I've intentionally put the sun in the top right of the scene, and you've got these beautiful long shadows kind of sweeping across, and it's catching the light in the yellow and orange leaves on both the beech tree and these trees at the front here, which I'm not sure what they are without looking. And yeah, it's a really pretty scene, and it's kind of like a gateway. You know, to me, it's like a gateway to those beech trees. Now that the light's a bit softer, I'm going to head back to the car and to where I was taking the shots earlier in the video, sort of the lone tree shots and things like that, and the valley, because the sun's a lot softer now and there's some beautiful shadows being cast across that valley. So I'm going to try and get a shot down there and try and incorporate Crook Peak in there as well, which, you know, if you know the area, you'll know it's a local landmark. But on a day like this, you can actually see, you can get Crook Peak and Brent Knoll in the same shot. So I'm going to go and check that out and see if there's anything to be had down there. So I'll catch you in a minute. Yes, I know what you're thinking, but sometimes you just need that little bit of extra help. For the shot that I'm taking now, the sun's off to the right. It was too bright, I just needed a little bit of help to hold the sky back. So, Nissy to the rescue. Well, I went through most of the shoot without using them, and most of the shots that I've shown you have been without them. But this one just it needed it, just needed it. So those little fluffy clouds that have rolled in now, perfect timing. Couldn't have asked for better really. Sun's nice and low, beautiful long shadows. Down in this scene there's a kind of a curve here which is catching, the trees are catching there, you've got Crook Peak in the background and these little fluffy clouds. Just, it's beautiful, it's beautiful. I'm hoping that this shot's going to turn out really well, because this is something else, this shot from this area of the peak. I've never really got a satisfactory one, but seems to be looking alright at the minute. So I've come round for another shot, and I'm shooting in aperture priority, when normally when I'm shooting my seascapes I'll shoot in manual because I'm after a particular shutter speed. But with landscapes like this I'm not trying to capture movement, I just want the image, so just let the camera sort that out and just put it in aperture mode, aperture priority. But even then, and even with the filters, sometimes you'll still find that if you check your histogram that some of your highlights are still clipping. So you know, I could stack another filter on there, but when you start stacking filters, you start, you know, the shadows over on Crook Peak and things, that's going to start to get darker again. So I don't want to do that. So rather than do that, I'll just dial in some exposure compensation on the camera. I'm at -1 stop at the moment because it's just blown out the highlights. But like I said, this camera, it's got a really good dynamic range, so I know that I can bring back any shadows or anything as long as the histogram's not clipped on either end. Then the detail is, and the information is there, and I know I can bring it back. So yeah, so even using the filters, you know, sometimes you've still got to play around with your exposure and get it right. I'll try and show you this shot. probably not going to work. One day I'll figure out how to make that work, because you can never see the back of the camera. It's just too reflective. Perhaps I need a Nissi polarizer for the GoPro. That might do it. Right, anyway, I'm going to shoot a few more because the light is still absolutely beautiful, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. I was supposed to have ended this video ages ago, but there we go. Here's what it is, isn't it? Cheerio. Right, so that's it guys, the light's gone. I did get a couple of really tasty shots of this tree here, with the sun, backlit with the sun, as it was going down, so I'm really hoping that a couple of them came out well. But I'm pretty sure one or two of them did. Let me see if I can show you this one. Now that is looking tasty, right? But anyway, so I'm actually going to end this now because this has been going on for far too long. I've been enjoying myself too much. So this was Banwell Hill and Wint Hill in Somerset, my local haunts, areas that I grew up in and messed about as a kid. So I hope you liked it, and I hope that you're able to take something from this video. So yeah, if you did, please consider subscribing, and if you do subscribe, click the bell and you'll get notified. Any comments or questions or anything like that, drop them in the comments box and I'll get back to you. But hopefully you'll join me next time. Cheers guys.